Hello everyone and welcome to the New York Empoleon's Week 4 battle of the PBAL. We are taking on Joshua this week and the Tuscaloosa Tyrantrums. Oh, I hate when I mess up my intro. But anyway, we don't have a lot of time. I already delayed by a little bit and really do appreciate my opponent's willingness to work with me. As is the norm when I'm trying to do anything technological, something happens that nobody's ever seen before. My Switch wasn't making any sounds. It was just making this weird pulsing beep. And that was it. And even right now, the dimensions of it on my screen are slightly wrong. So I can't see the bottom of it. You guys can, that's recording it, but I can't. And I don't know how to fix that. And I don't feel like that's going to be worth doing right this moment. So we're just going to deal with it. Oh, I clicked a button. Oh no. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? Our new PBAL team this week. So, for those of you who watch the team builder, appreciate that. But for those who don't, we're going to be bringing Dragapult, Bisharp, Surfetch'd, Alcremie, Lapras, and Steelix after last week's amazing battle. We are going to give Ninetales her well-deserved rest and let the rest of the team actually pull some weight for a little while. So we're going to rock out with these 6 Mons. Hopefully that's going to do us proud. Yeah, so I think it fixed itself. I don't know what's going on. The pulsing beep really threw me off, but we're just going to jump right into this. Let the battle begin. Joshua's ready. We're ready. Let's see which 6 he's going to bring, and let's get right into this battle. So thank you all for coming out, and let's see what he's got. So he's got the Noivern. That's not surprising at all. He's got the Mamoswine, the Pangoro, the Reuniclus, no Aegislash. That's actually pretty solid. I'm not complaining. He doesn't have the Slurpuff either. Slurpuff was annoying for my team. It wasn't like the worst thing in the world. The Reuniclus is also something I definitely have to think about. Calm Mindset can really just kind of put in some work against my roster, so definitely something to worry about. Trick Room is something I have to play around. As long as it doesn't get a Trick Room off, I should be okay. So he could be Scarf Noivern. That would be my expectation. Lapras is a fairly safe lead, though Jolteon does make that a little bit more risky. But if Jolteon leads, then I can easily go Steelix on it without really any issue. Although Lapras is really important to have in the back. It just checks the Mamoswine so unbelievably hard. So yeah, we're going to lead with a Lapras here. And if he does have the Jolteon lead, which he could do, then I will switch out into my Steelix without any worry, because Jolteon lost access to hidden powers. So it really only has like Shadow Ball for neutral coverage on it. And I'm not too worried about that, to be honest. I know I don't have the greatest special defense in the world, but yo, his trainer card is pretty cool. Not gonna lie, that's pretty sweet. Mine's just me being a weirdo over here, but his is pretty dope. All right, so Speakers is coming out. That is the Noivern. That is why one of the reasons I wanted to leave with my Lapras, just so that I could check this Noivern, which was a huge problem, or is, I guess, still a huge problem for my entire roster. I can take any hit from this. He doesn't have the Aegislash, and so I could just throw out a Toxic here without really worrying about it. I don't think he's staying in. I think he's either going to click U-turn or just hard switch, depending on what he wants to do. Freeze Dry if he wants to sub, although sub just, I still can Freeze Dry on the next turn. So I'm just going to throw out a Toxic here, and he's just going to hard switch out. Not going to U-turn or anything. Maybe doesn't have it. Goes out into the Vaporeon, as I get a free Toxic off, and I'm running enough speed to outspeed. I missed my Toxic. Of course. So I'm running enough speed to outspeed an uninvested Vaporeon. If he does run a little bit of speed to try to check me outspeeding him, you know, the speed creeping wars that are going on in Pokemon at all times, then he will potentially be able to Toxic me here, which would really ruin my plans. But he's actually going to double again, now knowing that I'm going for a Toxic. He goes out into the Reuniclus, as that is really, really bad for me. I'm assuming that this thing is going to be able to be Magic Guard. I'm going to assume this thing's Magic Guard. I could Toxic anyway, or I could Freeze Dry going for a Freeze here. How much is a Freeze Dry doing before you've set up any Calm Minds or anything? Surf's doing more, obviously. Yeah, let's go for a Surf here. Surf's doing about 23% if he's max special. We can get a read on his spread here, too. Are you bulky? Are you offensive? Looks like offensive. Go straight for the Psychic. That's actually best case scenario for me, is if he's going to go straight for an attack. And I get no real damage output information based on that. And there's leftovers. Okay, so we know he's not Life Orb. That's good. So yeah, I definitely don't want to stay in here. I can go into Alcremie, but that doesn't really save me from this thing. I could go out into Bisharp, but if he predicts that and goes for a Focus Blast, Bisharp's getting itself literally blown back. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. But I think Bisharp's the best play. I love having it, but it's not a win con for me in this matchup. So I'm going to go into it. If he predicts that and goes for that Focus Blast, which he does, and he misses the Focus Blast. So miss the Toxic to miss the Focus Blast. We're even on hacks right now. And this is a very free knockoff here. He's not Colbur. We know for a fact he's not Colbur. So he does make the read. It wasn't super a read, because that was actually the super effective move on the Lapras. But knockoff's free, so he could go out into his Pangoro here. He's actually going to go Lapras. I'll take this knockoff on the Lapras. Or the Vaporeon. Sorry, I keep saying Lapras. That one's Vaporeon. Mine's a Lapras. And that's critting him. Oh my god, the haxiest battle ever. I didn't see what it knocked off. I'm going to assume it was leftovers. Although if it wasn't leftovers, and I look like a fool now from not knowing what set this thing is. But assuming he has no item, knockoff should kill from there. Based on the damage, I don't know. I could taunt him. He could Scald and burn me, though. I don't think he's going to go hard Scald. I think he's going to Toxic. I think Taunt's my best play. He could Wish here. I just don't see him going hard Scald. He does go hard Scald. This guy went hard Scald. Just don't burn. Just don't burn. Just don't burn. It's the haxiest battle ever. It's fine. He's taunted now. So I think Bisharp can just click knockoff here. I really thought that he would probably go Wish there, but this isn't going to kill. He's going to Scald again to take out my Bisharp. Now, was that the correct play? I'm not entirely sure. So Vaporeon kills Bisharp with Scald. Now I can go Dragapult. And he didn't bring a Fairy. He didn't bring Slurpuff. So Draco Meteor claims a kill. Shadow Ball hits everything to the Pangoro super hard. I could also just go out into my Surfetched and close combat or knockoff. I'm gonna go Surfetched here. CC seems free. First impression seems free, but I'd rather not reveal it quite yet. So I'm just going to click knockoff. He could go out into... He could switch out, but I don't think he's going to. It doesn't crit, which is good, because it doesn't reveal that I'm weak. So Surfetched kills Vaporeon with knockoff. And so now he's not going to really feel comfortable going out to the Reuniclus. Mamoswine could come in here, but it doesn't kill me with anything. He does go out to the Reuniclus. You know you're not Colbur. And we know you're offensive. This knockoff's doing a lot of damage. I'm getting bodied by a Psychic, though. And I lost my Dark type. So I could go into Steelix here, but I don't think that's the best play. I just don't... I'm going to go for the knockoff here. If he Trick Rooms or something, then I can switch out. That was a good chance. It was a 50% chance I crit and killed it. Oh, I did crit. Knocked off the leftovers. He goes straight for the Psychic. He's going to take me out. So, Reuniclus kills Sirfetch'd with Psychic. And those were two of my most offensive Mons. So I have a U-turn here that will kill. Yeah, I'll just U-turn here. Take out the Reuniclus. And let's see, he's got Mammo, Noivern, Jolteon, and Pangoro. So going out Lapras, baits in the Jolteon, which is the best thing I can bait in right now, because then I can go Steelix. And when I know that he has pure Switch Initiative and pure information that he's going to have over me, I might as well try to bait what I want. And what I want is for him to go Jolteon at this moment in time. I need a little bit of chip on the Pangoro, like 50% or so. Oh, he goes hard Pangoro here. I didn't expect you to do that. Alright, well, I can go out into my Alcremie. Alcremie was designed mostly to take on Slurpuff, but it is a soft check to Noivern and Pangoro, which is nice. He goes for the Drain Punch. Now, I'm running a little bit of speed, so if he's got a lot of speed, then he'll outspeed me. But if he's just creeping an Alcremie that doesn't have a lot of speed, or a Lapras that has no speed, then I'll outspeed him. Or if he's not running speed, then I'll outspeed him. Which is just always true, because Alcremie naturally outspeeds Pangoro. And I also do have a decent amount of special attack investment. So what do you go into here to take this? Mamoswine's the only thing that wants to. I mean, Jolteon can, but Mamoswine obviously can better. But Dazzling Gleam's going to come out. It's going to Smart. Does 50% clean. And we are going to be able to... Actually, how much did that Drain Punch do from the Pangoro? It doesn't look like... Well... Iron Fist damage... Should have maxed out at 57. That looks like about where it was. This thing is more important to me than the Lapras is, to be honest. So I will keep it back. He could set up rocks here. But he could also just EQ. That's fine. I mean, even if there's 2-hit KOs, which it doesn't at all. At all. That doesn't 2-hit KO at all. That doesn't even put me in range where I couldn't sub if I wanted to. Surf's super free. Sub is also fairly free here. To scout out what you want to go into if it's Jolteon. Actually, yeah, Sub's the best play, because you're probably going to switch out. And even if you EQ again, that doesn't even bring me in range. Mayhem is probably the Jolteon. Yeah, and so now I get a really free Surf, and if you Volt Switch, then fine. And if you don't Volt Switch, then this is just going to do a lot of damage to you. Yeah, I'm just going to Surf here. T-Bolt stays in. Okay. But now I can go into my Steelix here and set up rocks, which is going to be huge in the late game. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Oh, that's a crit. That's why that was a lot of damage. Oh, he eats a berry. Citrus berry. Okay, but Lapras is still very healthy, and now that I know it can sort of take on the Mamoswine a little bit, I have Steelix in the back here. Jolteon threatens it, but not too much, and he has the Noivern still, so I can't just spam EQ, but I can set up rocks. Goes for the Yawn. Interesting. Okay, I don't think I want to preserve this thing. or not let it. I think I can sleep it. Like, I don't really care. So I'm just gonna set up rocks. He has Noivern that can remove them, but I don't know if he'd be running Defog, especially not in a lead Noivern set. And he goes out into the Pangoro. I don't know if this thing's choiced in any way. But I could burn a sleep turn if I wanted to, kind of expecting him to predict that I go Alcremie here. I do have the Choppleberry. So I think he's going to go for a Poison Jab. Or a knockoff. One of the two. Either way, the Choppleberry can pop, and I'm just going to click Iron Head. Bullet Punch. Yeah, see, I'm not going up. No way, Jose. So burn a turn of sleep. That's fine. I'll just click Iron Head again. And now I can find out if you're maybe choiced. Because you might switch out. Goes to the Drain Punch, so we know you're not choiced in any way. But maybe I'll wake up here. Definitely Iron Fist, though. I need this thing for the Jolteon. I mean, the other option is just stay in and then come in with the Dragapult when this thing dies and click Draco. Does Draco kill from full? I can. Alright. I gotta go for an Iron Head here. I gotta land this Iron Head here. I gotta wake up. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good! Okay. Yeah. Sure. Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it be? Well, no. The play is to go into Alcremie here. 100%. He's proven that he isn't fast enough to break it, but he does have the Bullet Punch. Which I don't think kills from full. It definitely doesn't. Even if he's, like, expert built. Yeah, no, it definitely doesn't kill from here. So Dazzling Gleam's completely free. He's going to switch out. The damage from the rocks on that, though, is huge. Really? Are you Boots? Not Boots. Are you Roselli? Frisks me, finds my leftovers. We knew that. No, he's just going to sack Noivern. Alright. Just going to hand me Noivern. So, Pangoro kills Steelix with Drain Punch. Alcremie kills Noivern with Dazzling Gleam. Okay, how much does Jolteon do? Enough to put me in range of Bullet Punch. Now, I could Mystical Fire the Jolteon, but I think Dazzling Gleam has a chance to KO from here. Or I could just recover, potentially, but that doesn't really gain me anything. So if I sack Lapras, what's he got left? He's got the Mamoswine, which could be Scarfed. Could definitely be Scarfed. So I need the Lapras. More than I need this thing, right? Pangoro is going to be a problem. From the range it's at. Alright, I have to bank on him not going Shadow Ball here. I have no choice. And not getting the Para. If he gets the Para, then like then what is this game even, you know? T-Bolt. Okay, no Para. So I can probably U-turn. It's my safest move. Draco could just kill the Pangoro. But then, no, I just want to U-turn. They should kill. Oh, I'm getting a knock on the door. Alright, so Jolteon's down, so he has to go into Pangoro or Mamoswine. Either way, I think... Well, I can force the Mamoswine in with Alcremie here. Or I can force the Pangoro in with Lapras. I think I'll go Alcremie. I'll bring in the Mamo. So Dragapult kills Jolteon with U-turn. So Choice Scarf Mamoswine will kill Alcremie just from here with an Earthquake. If he's max attack. Although with how much he did to the Lapras, is he even max attack? It looks like maybe not. My best play is to click recover here. One way or another. So he does kill. That's not too surprising. So Mamoswine kills Alcremie with Earthquake. And then Lapras comes in, because he's probably Scarfed. And I think Surf's my only option here. If he stays in, then Draco Meteor from Dragapult should do it, because that's not going to kill. And then I will kill the Mamoswine. So Lapras kills Mamoswine with Surf. And so his Pangoro can Drain Punch here. We'll get a scout on how much speed he has. And it's really going to come down to, does a Bullet Punch kill? Dragapult, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So yeah, Surf's my best play. It's possible that Toxic would have been my best play there. Or not Toxic, Substitute. Okay, Drain Punch not going to get that much HP back. And 90% of the time, I land this Draco Meteor. Yep. So even if he's max HP and 8 special defense, this Draco Meteor is a guaranteed KO. Trying to get this game done. Let's see how we do. 30 seconds before the battle ends. I click this move. Come on. Draco. Just don't miss the Draco. Lands the Draco. It's Choice Specs. Dude, the timer on screen is like the hypest part of this battle. And Dragapult will claim the last kill. 9 seconds left until the game ends. Great game to my opponent. We pick up the close 1-0 victory this week in the PBAL. So, a couple of misplays early there really put me in a bind, but Choice Specs Dragapult with U-turn really was able to put in the absolute finest of work in the end there. And I think forcing in the Mamoswine with the Alcremie was the correct play, because if I'd gone Lapras, he would have gone Pangoro, and then he would have been able to Drain Punch me twice, potentially, if I survived the first one and be back to full HP, which meant that going into Alcremie, then... Because then if I'd gone Alcremie, I could have clicked Dazzling Gleam. I would have lived the Bullet Punch from that range. And if he'd gone Mamoswine, Mamoswine would have died. And if he'd stayed in, then Pangoro would have died, and then Mamoswine comes in and clicks Earthquake. But then if Mamoswine is Scarfed, then he just wins with that. So I do think I ended up making the correct play there. It's hard to know. It really depends on whether his Mamoswine was Scarfed or not. Anyway, great game to my opponent. I'll see you guys all back here next week as we continue on our PBAL journey. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everybody.